guys, it's True here. Welcome to a video log. Just to let you know that regular videos are now going to be resuming as from today. There's currently a nightmare video uploading, which is the regular Monday video, and I'll be doing a new channel trailer for non-subs in the next few days as well, just to update my schedule really of what's going on, because I did change it late last year. And the main focus of this video is to do a video response to somebody I subscribed to called TrexSpaceStation. I'll put a link in the description down below. And he just asked 5 random questions for 2015 and wanted the the YouTube even community to answer them. So I thought I'd do a video response because I always like doing those better than just doing a wall of text. So the first question was, is there any point buying a current generation console? Well, I already have an Xbox One. I was fortunate enough to get given an Xbox One by Microsoft when they launched. Microsoft at the time were doing nobody knew about it. Just out of the blue, got an email from them saying that due to the loyalty with the 360, blah 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 blah, I'd been picked to receive a Xbox One and a load of games. I got the Xbox One Day 1 edition with Forza, Dead Rising 3, Rise, Zoo Tycoon, Killer Instinct, 12-month Xbox Live Gold sub, and a 12-month Xbox Music sub, which is shit. I did actually have the console pre-ordered as well, because I was getting one. I always adopt a console that what's going to be my main console from day one, but that was obviously cancelled because I got given one. But is there any point in owning one at the moment? I would say probably not. If you're not one for wanting to jump on the bandwagon straight away, then I'd say probably not. I'd say probably the ideal time to latch onto a new generation of consoles is probably 2 years into its life cycle. This probably generation more so than ever, because there's not that massive leap from the like PS2 to PS3 or the Xbox GameCubes to the 360s. There's not that massive leap that there was. The 360 and the PS3 are still capable of producing some really good-looking games. But they have reached like their maximum capacity near enough now what they can actually achieve on those machines. So at the moment the current gen ones are only slightly better, and I think they're not going to be massively better when they do get to grips with it, which is why I say 2 years, because I think 2 years is the time cycle it takes for developers to actually get used to the development kits properly and start learning new tricks to, well, not cut corners as such, but how to get more out of the machines by doing less in a way, so they can actually put more in at the end of the day with it. But I think yeah, 2 years into a life cycle, so with the Xbox One and the PS4, that's going to be around about November of this year, 2015, where I would say you're probably looking at getting one. And then it's a case of pick your poison really. It's going to be a case of which exclusives you like best really on the various machines. Both machines, I'm not one of these fanboy kind of people. Both these machines do damn fine looking games. Sure, the PS4 is running at higher resolution more often than not, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. It does make a difference, but it doesn't make that much of a difference that it's a be all and end all. Well, not for me anyway. For some people it will do, because some people do like the number crunching, and you know, my number's bigger than your number, things like that. Nothing wrong with that, but in terms of how the game's going to look, they're both going to look good. You're going to get pretty much the same gameplay experience on both the machines. It's just going to be the exclusives that's going to separate them basically, and take your pick when it comes to that. So, the second question, what do you think about indie games? Well, I've got 2 feelings on indie games. What's coming out has been coming out over the years on the the Xbox Marketplace and the PSN network, I'm all in favour of, because we've had some really good games come out on that. It's games like Fez and Castle Crashers came out, Charlie Murder. We had that Super Time Force come out recently. It's Volgar the Viking, just off the top of my head. Games such as that, really good, and I'm quite happy to support. And I like what Xbox have done at the moment with the idea of Xbox scheme, where they've made it very easy for indie publishers, indie developers to publish their own games, which on the 360 was very difficult to do. So they had to go through all the various red tape that Microsoft put in place for no reason whatsoever. I'm not sure what the same was on the PS3, because I had a PS3, I wasn't that into the PSN network. I just got the PS3 exclusive games, but that kind of indie game I'm all for. But what the kind of indie game I'm not in favour of is what's currently going on Steam at the moment. I mean, Steam used to be a really good marketplace, but now we've got this early access trend that's going on. I think the most famous early access game is obviously DayZ, but at least that's a playable game. I've seen a lot of stuff appear on again, early access that's an unplayable mess, and they're asking like top dollar for these games. They're asking for some of them asking for a full retail price, like £20, varying amounts of money for them, for games which have not even, you couldn't even call them a demo. They're that bad. They're literally just got various assets which you can get from various sources, just thrown together randomly, stuck together with sticky back bloody plastic, gaps in the maps, enemies that barely function, gameplay that barely functions, games with no objectives, no end, no beginnings, no goals, no anything, just unplayable messes. That kind of indie development I want to see the end of straight away. I think Steam really need to knock it on the head really, and have some really strict quality controls on it, especially when people are asking for money which is meant to be invested in the game. I know a lot of these early access games never see the light of day, so where's all this money going? I just don't agree with that kind of practice whatsoever. I think it's disgusting really. I've watched quite a lot of videos where it's just been an utter shambles, and they're asking like £20 a pop for it, and you just know that this game's going to go nowhere. I mean, I don't know if you can try before you buy. I mean, obviously if you could, I mean, I don't think a lot of people have dropped the cash on it, but some of the write-ups for them, they seem very promising, but when you actually get into the actual game itself, it's a complete shambles. Like I say, cobbled together from assets which you can acquire from everywhere, bare minimum done to put them together into some kind of coherent mess and some kind of function so you can walk around an area, and that's pretty much it really. And then you don't see anything happen to the game for ages, or they fix things which breaks numerous other things and stuff, and you've already paid out £20 for the privilege of playing this mess. That kind of thing I don't agree with, and need to stab that out. But indie games done properly, going back to the old days of bedroom development, where you've got like a close-knit team of people working on something they're very passionate about, not looking to make a quick buck. And with the indie games, you tend to find that they concentrate more on playability than anything else. There's lots of indie titles where the playability is the star of the game, and that's what it should be on all games really, but AAA titles tend to get lost in all the fancy graphics and artwork and storylines, voice acting, all that gubbins. But yeah, early access now needs to end right away, but proper indie development, yeah, that needs to continue, and fully in support of it. Really big in support of that really. Next question, will there be any changes in your channel in 2015? Well, I made some channel changes towards the end of 2014 which are going to continue. I really need to get a channel trailer done to inform people of what the changes are. The only real addition to that is going to be a new series called Hidden Gems. It's going to be like an episodic full playthrough of games which I think were neglected at retail for various reasons, but deserve to be played because they are actually very good games. And that's going to be across all formats, even current generation games. The first one I've got in mind is a 360 game, and they're going to be come out at least twice weekly, possibly 3 times weekly, in episodes of about 20 to 30 minutes in length, obviously depending on what actually happens in the episode, but no longer than 30 minutes, that's the aim anyway. I'm going to go through full playthroughs of them, and most of these titles you'll probably be able to pick up in the bargain bin nowadays for a few pounds, but definitely worth tracking down and definitely worth playing. And there'll probably be various changes as well going on through the year with my channel as well. It just depends on my health basically, of how much video output I can actually do. With the winter months being the worst generally, that's where it's going to suffer most, but cutting back on the videos like I did towards the end of the year I think was the wisest thing to do, because trying to get a video out every day, it takes a lot of doing, especially some of them which take a lot more time to do than others. Fourth question: what's your opinion of selling games in from your collection and downsizing? Well, I don't really have a games collection anymore. I've sold the last remnants of that off about March last year. I had a few rare PS1 games which I finally decided to let go of. I had like mint versions of Suikoden 2, Vandal Heart, stuff like that. And a few GameCube games as well, like Thousand Year Door and stuff like that, which got some pretty good money for those. But they were pretty much the last of my actual retro games collection, so I'm more of a games player now than a games collector. My focus of collecting now is on my figure collection, which you can see there, and I do a regular video on my collections on a Thursday every week. So that's my main focus of my collecting time now. It's quite an expensive hobby, because usually these are about £60 a pop, these, and obviously the older rarer ones tend to be an awful lot more money as well, which is a bit gutting really, because they are limited editions these as well, so they get snapped up pretty quickly, and then obviously they go on eBay and stuff at scandalous prices. You know how it works. The 2 ones that I need to get, unfortunately, you're looking at £100 for one and £400 for another. I don't think I'll ever get hold of those, but you can keep looking, and you never know on eBay what happens, because I did manage to get a £200 figure once, or statue once, for less than £50, probably to the seller's horror. But in terms of some things, well, with my collection, if I get bored of looking at some of my collection, or if I decide to box some of it away, I'd probably get rid of it, because if it's not on display, then there's no point in having it. Somebody else might as well have it and enjoy it. So it was the same if I had any games left. If I have any games left, that's the reason why I sold them. I wasn't playing them, they were just sat on the shelves. A lot of them I didn't even have machines capable of playing them anymore. So I thought, what's the point of actually keeping them? There's no point whatsoever. When was I likely to play them again? Probably not for years. So no point whatsoever. So I decided to lose the games collection, unfortunately. But yeah. Final question: do you still multiplayer games in person with friends? Unfortunately not, because most of my friends don't play video games anymore, or the ones that do have moved away. But that's a good thing about modern gaming now. We can play over Xbox Live or PSN or over Steam. But I do miss it though. It's a good laugh doing couch gameplay, couch co-op, or couch versus as it would be called nowadays. I do miss the times as a kid when we were playing them on the PS1 and PS2. We had the early SmackDown games. We had 2 multi-taps going at one point, because one of the SmackDown games it managed to, I think you could do 8 players on it, or 6 players maybe, can't remember. And I know room full of people playing the wrestling game and doing the elimination matches where everybody's in the ring at once. It was just a massive clusterfuck really, of people slamming each other and stuff, and every wrestler had to get eliminated. So it was like a gauntlet match. There is a name for it in the wrestling community. I'm sure somebody who's more familiar with wrestling will let me know what it is. But it wasn't one of those where everybody's in the ring and one pin wins it. It was one every person had to get pinned, and the last one standing was the victor. Really, the matches used to go on for quite some time, like half an hour at a time. But there was a good laugh, really good laugh. I always remember playing a lot of co-op games or versus games on the Mega Drive as well. The EA Sports series, like John Madden's and the EA Ice Hockey, things such as that. And I remember good times playing Toe Jam and LL with my mate as well. I remember one time I think we played it 4 times back to back to completion. I just really loved that game, but I do miss it. But with the online networks we have nowadays, especially with voice chat and even video chat now available to us as well, it's a close substitute, but not the same thing really, and I do miss it in a way. But anyway, that concludes the 5 questions there. Hope you enjoyed that video. And like I say, normal service will resume on my channel starting from today. And hope you continue to watch. Thanks for watching. And do check TrexSpaceStation out as well if you've not already done so. Like I say, channel link below. It's got a great channel there, and well worth taking a look and dropping a sub if you like what you see, which you should do. Thanks for watching.